that they can be able to do. So let's say, for example, the way they can be able to enhance the current order management process is to maybe introduce something like something similar to what Walmart just introduced, right? So if you go to Walmart now, you hardly see a sales person or maybe customer or maybe a person or anybody or customer service on their checkout. You see more like a self-service automation machine, right? That you just click, and you check out, right? So maybe that's something they want to do, but before they can embark on that kind of a solution, right? Uh, the BAs need to check with maybe the engineering manager or maybe architecture, maybe architect to kind of check in and see, okay, if he wants to introduce this kind of a machine, does it really make sense? Can that machine works with the architecture or something? They will say, well, yeah, and the architect will say that will actually fit into their technology stacks. So what exactly is technology stacks? Technology stacks can be AWS that maintains the infrastructure on the cloud, or maybe Azure DevOps that kind of maintain their CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous deployment. So what I mean, CI/CD is more like a system that actually help them to push all their features, automation into production. So all these guys will tell the BAs that okay, this can actually work because it aligns with their technology stacks. So now if the business, if they uh, provide the requirement to the BA, the BAs will go and validate, and after you validate and you get a good response from the SMEs, so the SMEs, we call them the subject matter experts. They've been in that organization for years. They know everything about end to end about the technology stacks, so which is good. So you go back and say, okay, yeah, this is good. I think you can work with this requirement. So that's why you see the BAs, they kind of make sure that the requirements are valid. Does anyone have any question? You want to make sure that folks are engaged, and because the way I kind of teach, the way I kind of instruct, I will make sure that before I can move forward, I throw out some question randomly. Please pay attention. I want to make sure that we're engaging with each other, and also to make sure that you guys understand everything I'm saying, from the language, from the context, from the examples, and just to make sure that you guys get the value to get value to this. So another deliverables is that they identify possible improvements to the business. So here, this is actually something that happens during the initiation phase. So giving an example that I gave earlier with the KFC. So KFC came to the BA and said, well, their project management or maybe their leadership, and they said, well, we want to enhance this other management. How can we do it, right? So this is the work of a BA. The BAs will kind of first ask them, okay, what's the problem? What's the problem statement? What's your vision? What's your goal? What are you trying to achieve, right? So from there, the BAs will kind of, work with the other stakeholders to kind of revalidate the problem, and before you can be able to provide an improvement or maybe a potential improvement, right? So it do the work from the initiation phase. So if the recommendation requires the organization or that business unit to build a system, right? You will definitely work with other engineering team to be able to help the business to build that solution. Now, another deliverables that they do is they examine the needs of the business. So look at the BAs as somebody that actually help an organization to improve their processes, to improve um, their current system. So if they have a bad system, and let's say their customer service, they utilize their system to help their customers to troubleshoot issues, to resolve their issues, to triage their issues, right? And that system is very bad. It's not helping them to document customers' feedback or something, right? So here, the you see oh, yeah. So we're talking about here. So here, examine the needs of business. So here you see, so if the business kind of want to change that solution, that system, right? So you see the BAs, they recommend, they first examine the needs of the business. They kind of will look at the system. And after they look at the system and they will examine that, okay, there's a problem with the system. I think we need to enhance the system. So what do I mean by enhancement? Enhancement is something that you want to upgrade. Maybe you want to add a new feature to the existing system. So you look at them as a solution changer, the voice of the customer, the solution provider, you know. So that's why the BAs are very important in every organization. Now, you also see the BA, they facilitate a lot of feedback. So right here, let's say the customer service team, the customer service manager, it kind of maybe it has a very good rapport with the BA, and he just set up a coffee time with that BA, and he now said, well, you want to give him a feedback about the system, and the system is so bad, and he would like them to, maybe if they can be able to build a new solution, a new technology solution, or to enhance the new system. So you see the BAs, they kind of gather all this information from the customer service manager, and it will work with the leadership, basically to facilitate a kind of a call, and to, because he's getting the feedback from the customer service team, and he's using that to kind of preach, kind of document that, and in a way that the business, which is the leadership that owns the system, to either to enhance the system or to build a new solution. Now, another deliverables that they do is they ensure solutions satisfy the needs of the business. Now, look at them in this angle. So after the what I mean by solution, and solution can be enhancement to existing system. Solution can be you build a new application. It can be a mobile application, it can be enterprise application, it can be any application, it can be a AI tool, it can be anything. So now the BAs, let's say for example, I have somebody that is selling a wig or is selling a human hair, and that person or that customer, she does not have any mobile application, and every day by day she has a lot of traffic in her shop, and the our traffic is overwhelming in a way that even some of our traffic, they still are weak, they still are whatever product that she's selling. And now she came to me, and she was like, okay, I need to build something that I can be able to put out there online, and my customers, instead of them coming to my shop, they can just walk into, I mean, they can just go online and just purchase my product instead of attending to so many people in the shop. So what exactly is that customer is selling that BA? Can somebody tell me what exactly that person is talking to that BA? Can somebody tell me that? Just try.
I guess the owner of the shop wants preventive motive out to save and to prevent people from stealing. So you need advice on how to go about it.
Thank you. So I think that's a good answer, right? So that customer is telling that BA that number one is our problem statement is our customers are stealing goods, stealing our product. And another problem statement is that uh, our customer, she has a lot of customers, overwhelming, and a lot of traffic in her shop. She can't be able to deal with a lot of traffic. Because of that, she has to kind of employ a lot of customer service that will be dealing with, a lot of customers. So now she has two problem statement. Problem number one, our customers are stealing our product. Problem statement number two is she has a lot of customers, overwhelming, that she can't be able to deal with them again in person. So now that's the problem statement. So look at that from organizational standpoint, because if you're going to be a BA, you have to look at it from what is the problem statement here? What exactly are you trying to solve? What's your vision? So this lady that came to me, she mentioned that, or that came to that BA, said, "Well, this is my problem. How can you help me?" So now it's now left for you as a BA to ask her that, "What's your vision?" Most of the time, customers, they have a vision, but they don't know what exactly, if that vision is can come to life, right? And you as a BA, your job is to help them to make that idea to come to life, right? So if you look at here, right here, ensure solutions satisfy the needs of the business. So coming back to this, so what they do is they first understand the vision of the customer. So if the customer's vision, for example, with this lady with the wig, she just came to this BA and said, "Well, I need something," but that's her vision. She needs something she can put out there. She don't even know, maybe she want to put it on the website. She don't know, maybe she want to put it on the mobile application. She don't know, maybe she just wants a kind of put it on a real life a kiosk, like a locker, like a hardware locker where she can store her goods there. Then a customer can just go there and just buy it, and just the locker will just display and display the I mean display or dispense the product to them. She didn't even know. Then now you BA, you will now ask her, "Okay, I'm gonna ask you, a lot of questions, right?" Now you can ask her, "How many customers do you have?" "Oh, I have 10,000 customers." Like, in the past 3 months, how many customers? What are the your average customers that come to your shop? She might say, "Okay, maybe average like maybe 7,000." "Oh, okay." And so what's your goal? Do you think if you have them go online or having a mobile application, do you think it's going to solve your problem?" She was, "Oh, yes, I think I want that idea. I want a mobile app. I want a website." "Oh, okay, good." You as a BA start putting all this stuff down. At the end of the day, then you will go back, and after you ask that question, "Okay, do you want your customer to be able to select more than different types of wigs if they want to buy wig? Do you have different colors like pink, yellow, black, whatever, blue?" And they're like, "Yeah, sometimes my customers want to prefer to buy different colors." "Okay, because on the picture you want to put a feature that will allow customer to select different colors when it's trying to check out, right? You have a payment solution, you want to have a gateway. Okay, you ask the customer again, okay, do you want a customer to be able to get an email after they finish checking out, or do you want them to be able to get their email through their phone or through their email address or whatever?" So all these are kind of questions you're asking those customers. And during this process, what exactly are you doing as a BA? Where you are gathering requirements. That's what you're gathering, the business requirement. That's exactly. And after that, You will now translate those requirements to what we call a functional and a non-functional requirement, which we are going to talk more about that in our I think three slides to this slide. Sorry, two, three modules to this model because we're in the module one here. So now, after the BAs have done all this and he worked with engineers, he has already translated all these business requirement. He gave to the engineers asked him like with a bunch of questions. Okay, do we need a design? Do we need to build an architecture? Do we need the AWS? Do we need the cloud? Do we need to store the data? You know, do we all this stuff? Now, before and let's say the engineers have already built a solution. Now, before the customer can be able to, before you can be able to deliver the feature, the product to this customer that came to you, you want to make sure that the solution satisfy the needs of the business, which is satisfy the needs of that customer that came to you. Means validation has to be done. They need to test everything. The QAs need to test all the features, making sure everything is working perfectly. Just like if you take your car to the mechanic and you said, okay, my car is not driving, and they tow your car to the mechanic shop. Before the mechanic can hand over the key of the car to you, mechanic, maybe before you can even drive your car from that mechanic workshop to your house, the mechanic is going to give you the key that, okay, Mr. K or Mr. Michael or Mrs. Florence, please can you test this car around and test what you feel about it, and you're going to test. So what exactly are you doing that during that process? You are ensuring that the fix or whatever solution that the mechanic has done satisfy your needs. That's the same thing that you need to do before you can be able to deliver the product to your customer. All right. So now let's move on to the gathering requirement. So uh, gathering of requirement basically happens during the uh, requirement gathering or elicitation. We call it sometimes we call it elicitation, requirement elicitation, requirement gathering. It still fall under the analysis phase because at this during this process right here or during this phase right here, right, or these deliverables, you have to gather requirement. Basically, how do you gather requirement? You gather requirement by asking questions, and you're asking open-ended questions. So I'm going to teach you guys how to craft a good question, how to ask good open-ended questions, and your questions need to be open-ended because without that, you can't be able to understand. You can't be able to gather the good requirement. You must be very, very detailed, and you must be very sound and solid. Um, reason why my training is very different is because I started as a BA many years ago, and from there I move and move and move. Now I'm in the product space right now, so which is good. So you have to be very solid when you're asking questions because sometimes if you don't ask the good questions, you won't be able to get to the bottom of the requirements. All right. So now another deliverables they do is the document requirements. How do you do that? You document requirements in different form. You can document your requirement in a Word document, but you have to start with something. You can document your requirement in a Confluence page, and before you can be able to communicate to your engineers, you have to document your requirement in a form of user story. A user story is a story that the customer tells you from this junction right here to this bucket list right here. So the document your requirement in a form of user story, and before your engineers can be able to pick up your story, you need to first communicate to them. The customer wants a mobile application that will allow our customer to go online and to buy whatever to make it to shop and they can check out. They want to have the ability to be able to select more than two items. They want to have the ability to select more than two colors, and then they want to have the ability to get a receipt or notification when there's a promo going on, whatever, whatever, whatever. Right. So, moving on, the BAs they also advocate for the business. So basically, they are kind of the voice of the customer. So what do I mean by advocate for the business? So whenever the business want to embark on a new journey, maybe a new technology solution, the business they cannot be able to communicate to the engineering manager. The BA is attached to them. They will call Mr. Michael or Mr. K or Mr. Ade Wale or something that, hey, please, we want to embark on this. How can we go about it? The BAs work hand in hand with engineering. Is going to be their voice, their speaker, the voice of the customer. The customer, just like somebody that speak French and somebody that speak Italian. So look at the BAs as somebody that speak both French and Italian. So the BAs they speak the language of the business and they speak the language of the engineering. So that's why they're very, very, very versatile. They're very good in their job. So they advocate, they communicate to them, and it help them to, seal whatever solution the business want. Now, they ensure the use of a common language. So basically, whenever the engineering communicate back to the BA, so what they do is the BAs they translate engineering language. They translate it in the form of a business terms. Basically, so for example, if I'm talking to an engineering and if engineering folks gave me feedback now about the API that needs to send a notification to a customer that a package has been arrived. Let's say Amazon, for example, you let's say you purchase something from Amazon.com and Amazon delivered your package. Maybe you bought a shoe for your daughter. Now, when you get a notification, when you get an email that your package has been delivered, what exactly, how did you get that notification? What protocol or what technology that helps you to get that notification? That's what called API, application protocol interface. Now, if I want to tell a business that, okay, the API is the one that sends you a notification that you have received, you have a package delivered to your doorstep. What I would tell what I would tell the business is that, hey, uh, we have a business rule, a business logic. You see the difference? A business logic or business rule that actually points to your email, and through that you get an email that you have already received a package. It's a two different things that I really want you guys to understand, to learn from this. So you have to kind of use a common language, right? Another thing is ensure needs are understood and met. So kind of align with these right here, this bucket, please, because I'm gonna go back to the lady that came to the BA, right? Before the needs are delivered, right? The BAs ensure that the technology or the features they build are met, which means the QA must validate, making sure that everything works fine. The unit test has been done, maybe end-to-end testing has been done. We're gonna talk about testing in another module entirely because this is gonna be very lengthy, it's very interesting. And I really, really want you guys to pay attention because these are more like theoretical parts and introduction side of this class. And they also identify risk. If there's any risk in terms of timeline or in terms of a feature that that's going to block the product or feature not to be deployed in production. What exactly do I mean by deploy? So deploy basically is before we can be able to roll out a feature into production. What I mean deployment is we're pushing it to life so everybody, the public can see they start using it. For example, let's say you have a website. Website, before you can be able to deploy a website, we have a lower environment, which means nobody can see it. It's only you and your engineer that can be able to access the website. By the time we publish it, and you know, I say www.samuelfash.com is live. Everybody can see it. So that's what we call deployment. So if there's any issue before we deploy, the BAs will communicate that to the engineer. I mean, sorry, to your stakeholders, because you need to be very open, making sure that there's transparency with your customers. And of course, another thing they do is they design new business processes by working with the designers and also the process owners, and because one of their core skill is they provide a process improvement, right? So example is the KFC. When a KFC is trying to enhance their application, so the KFC boss, KFC managers or leadership, they can be able to kind of design the new business process. They can have an idea, but the BAs will be the one to kind of implement that, implement the new process, And also, they keep management informed if there's any issues. Kind of go alongside with this if there's any issue, or if there's a timeline when they want to roll out a new project, a new feature. They keep the management informed. And finally, they justify changes. For example, let's use the KFC as an illustration. Now, the justification why KFC needs to embark on enhance their current order management process, because it's slowing down their order management, right? That's so they help them to provide a justification to embark on during when they are writing their business case. And right here, if you look at the lady that came to the BA, what is the justification that the BAs will help the lady to provide to the engineer? So the BAs will help the lady to provide a business case that, okay, this lady is losing products, they're selling their product, and also she has a lot of traffic. Because of that, she needs something like a marketplace where she can start putting her stuff, and our customers can go there, and she can have a breathing space. So basically, some customers maybe even closing our shop, so that she won't be spending a lot of money. Everything will be online, and she can start making money through online, through a mobile app or through enterprise application, whatever. So that's it for this slide, and I will give folks 10 minutes. Actually, we're at what's the time right now? We're in 4:19, so we're gonna come back 5:20 CST. But before we go, does anybody have a question they want to ask me before we go and come back in the next 10 minutes? So we'll come back 4:20. But in the EST time, that should be 6:20. But in CST time, that should be 5:20. Any question, folks? Okay. So we'll come back. We'll come back in the next 10 minutes, okay? Thanks for listening.